And we are the Non-Prophets. We are King Denis Loubet, King of the Non-Prophets. With us are the young would-be usurpers Kevin Stein and Megan Bonner. Our royal person is coming to you live at the Free Thought Library in Austin, Texas on this day, the 16th of January, 2019. This kingdom is sponsored by the Atheist Community of Austin, a non-profit educational organization for the promotion of positive atheism and the separation of church and state. If one wishes to learn more about the royal rules of combat, one may call the ACA voicemail at 512-220-6561 or visit their website at www.atheist-community.org. By royal decree, the Non-Prophets broadcast live every first and third Wednesday of each month from 7:30 to 9 Central Time. You can observe the battle of succession by following the directions at www.nonprofitsradio.com and joining the chat room. To those gentlemen who seek the throne, know that it will cost you dearly. Draw your swords in craven hands so that we may know whom to strike down in our righteous fury.
Indubitably, sir.
Or gentle ladies. let's not leave out those sword wielding women.
Ah, yes,
Yeah.
well. But this is me personally.
So Dennis,
Yes.
I must ask, what brought on this particular intro?
Well, this weekend I went and saw Aquaman.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And new meaning to the word bombast. So, and again, you've got a...
I haven't seen it. I don't get the joke.
I have.
It's weird. You've got a high-tech civilization
Yeah.
that has, as its governmental system, a monarchy.
Yeah.
And how do they choose their king? Trial by combat, if it's not, inheritance. And so it's like they join Wakanda as, what the hell? Can't we have an enlightened civilization?
Something that does not require killing.
I just
to become-
expected more.
Apparently not. No. No.
But no,
Well,
it's monarchy.
I mean, it is Jason Momoa. What do you expect them to have him do?
Oh, well, yes, of course.
Yeah,
course.
what are you going to fucking filibuster?
And of course, it's true to the comic books, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
still, oh, man.
I thought it was going for some Game of Thrones type riff there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like every advanced civilization in comics and movies and stuff are for some reason a monarchy. I have no idea why.
Well, and they always end everything by trial by combat.
Yeah.
But
Well,
let's
it's
be
more
honest.
It's visually entertaining,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
gosh.
Anyone who's ever gone down to 6th Street on a Saturday knows trial by combat is it happens.
Right, yeah.
That's an inside Austin joke.
So, yes, punching people is the way to choose who should be king.
So if
Has anyone ever tried to punch the horses over on 6th Street?
No, don't.
No,
I
have
hope
they?
not.
Have they?
I hope.
I don't know.
Just hammered down there, and they've always got the cops on the horses walking down 6th Street.
I'm thinking the only way that someone would be that mean was if they were actually trying to punch up and they just like stumbled or were
Missed?
drunk and
Yeah,
they missed.
I don't know.
I have
don't know.
never experienced this particular situation, so I wouldn't know.
Just a random thought just popped into my head.
Although
Anyway.
Don't
have
give anyone
seen it down there on
ideas.
6th Street, yeah. So, if anyone was wondering, this is Kevin and I am Megan.
Hi.
And I'm King Loubet.
And this is Dennis.
Yes.
And yes, I am joining the Non-Prophets today. I am very, very humbled
dun,
to be welcomed back. Thank
As
you both.
always,
Yay.
it's always great to have you.
A pleasure.
Well, thank
Yeah.
you. So, Kevin, did you have a story to start us off with?
Oh, I've got lots of stories.
Okay, did you have a news article
'Cause-
type thing?
Yeah, I've got quite a few since, we do happen to be missing someone.
Yes.
I am super calm. I did not have to, at the last minute, double my stories.
You did not at all
No.
whatsoever. And I was not asked on last minute at all either.
I'm super chill right now.
Yes.
That's right.
Hey, I've got
No
some
pressure.
stuff, to help out with that. Do you want a drink? Okay, good.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
All right.
We are, of course, left adrift without our Jamie Boone.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
He may be joining us back on this wonderful craft of ours later. But we cannot guarantee. So if he happens to come in, we will just shift over and he will join us.
Oh yeah, it'll be super smooth, just like on Talk Heathen.
Like you won't notice
when he and Eric.
anything.
That's right.
So they could, both.
Was that smooth?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You
okay.
barely noticed it, right?
We have a very low bar to cross. So,
Anyways,
but you did have a story for us to start with.
I do have a story.
Yay.
This is from the Center for Inquiry.
Oh.
Indiana anti-evolution bill would indoctrinate students in creationism.
Oh, fuck.
This is Senate Bill 373. Creationism, yeah.
Where?
Oh, so you say Indiana?
Indiana. Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Right next to my home state of Ohio.
Yeah.
And mine of
Anyways.
Illinois, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Story reads, creationism would be taught in Indiana public schools, indoctrinating students with biblical literalism if Senate Bill 373 becomes law.
I have issues, but go on.
It's not science. Why would they do that?
Oh, I wonder why. Anyways, Senate Bill 373 would permit Indiana public schools to teach, quote, creation science as an alternative to the scientific theory of evolution.
It's not science.
Creation science is a purely religious teaching that is unsupported by actual science. In 1987, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in Edwards v.
Point at it.
Brother.
Aguilard.
Aguilar, yep. Anyways, the First Amendment's Establishment Clause protects public schools students from the indoctrination in religious ideas such as creation science.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No brainer.
Amazing how that happened so far, back in history.
the past?
Yeah. It feels like forever ago. 1987.
So 40 something.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Did you
Yeah.
wait? No, you say 87?
Yeah, 1987.
Oh, that's 31 years ago.
Yeah.
And I know that because I was born in fucking 88.
Well, it's just amazing. I don't think
Quick math.
we could actually get that passed today. It would be a real struggle.
It
I
really
can't
would.
I can't speak to how much trouble it was to get that passed in 87, but I mean, it passed.
Yeah.
Right.
No way to do it today.
I don't think
God
that we would
damn.
have much luck right now.
Okay, but the point
Amazing.
of this story though is that they're trying to currently pass an anti-evolution bill.
Yeah, sorry, that was a tangent.
Oh no, that's okay.
No, a pro-evolution. No, a right, anti-evolution.
anti-evolution.
Right.
Anyways, the children, this is a representative from the Center for Inquiry speaking. Quote, the children of Indiana deserve high-quality science education.
Yes, they do.
It is their right to be properly taught the fundamentals of biology.
Educated.
Yeah.
How else are they to be able to compete in an increasingly competitive college entrance process and the national job market? The parents of Indiana should be outraged that their own children will be subjected to willful ignorance of a few legislators. That's a really good point.
It is.
Yep.
Very much so.
Because, the national entrance exams for colleges, they're not going to lower their standards based on what state you went to high school in,
Right.
If you don't know a damn thing about biology or just real science in general, you're going to be kind of fucked.
Well, let's
Yep.
just see what the test scores come out to be if this thing passes.
Yeah, and if this wasn't bad enough already,
Oh no.
SB 373 also requires, I repeat, requires public schools to display a poster saying, "In God We Trust," in each
Of
and every
course.
classroom and library.
Not just on the school grounds, but in every classroom and what?
In library.
And library? That's
Yep.
that's like library black.
Blitz. If you guys
Yep.
recall from a couple of episodes ago, Jamie went into it fairly in depth
But it's good reminding the audience in case they missed it.
Yes, if you have not familiarized yourself with Project Blitz, it is an effort by the Congressional Prayer Caucus Foundation to impose Christianity on Americans through the operation of law.
Yep. And basically, they are throwing absolutely fucking everything at the wall,
right?
Hoping that some of it stays.
Oh, they basically,
and knowing that some of it will.
Yeah,
stay.
they basically had a mission statement saying that the purpose is we are going to. It's going to be little stuff, but we're going to do it everywhere and as much as possible, and just over and over and over and over again.
Just get that ratchet going.
Yeah, eventually one or two things in one or two states.
We'll get through.
And you can't get rid of them.
Yeah.
And then it only goes in one direction.
And of course...
It is a relentless barrage.
And it's not
of
just...
this garbage.
Yeah.
I never wanted to hate people this much.
And it's not just about, educational initiatives. It's across the board.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's, anti-abortion legislation. It's educational.
Everything.
It's
it's absolutely not a slippery slope argument, because they say that is exactly what their purpose is. That is their intent.
They have stated it outright.
We don't have to guess. We don't have to be fallacious in our assumptions. They spelled it out.
Right.
I wonder.
Do you want to go burn that one in the backyard?
What discoveries has creation science made other than God did it? Nothing.
They can.
Sex is bad.
They can posit stupid theories about the flood and the Grand Canyon.
And can they really be said to make any decisions, make any discoveries? Because really, all they're doing is cribbing the Bible.
Wait,
right?
Is God did it a discovery?
I don't know. Well,
I don't know if that's really a discovery or not. Oh, did you?
Oh.
Sorry, that reaction was just
technical glitch
one of my windows crashed.
Dennis's computer.
But
it's disheartening. But we already knew about Project Blitz. We knew this was coming. But it is important to continually point these things out, just to keep people's awareness up.
Right. So with that wonderfully bumming note, Dennis.
Yes.
Did you have anything you wanted to share with us tonight?
Well, let's see. There is some listener mail.
Yay!
Dun, dun, dun.
Cool.
Let's see. And this is from Adrian. Hi, everyone. I just wanted to comment on last episode's listener mail. I don't agree with most of his criticisms, but I have some related comments of my own. Okay. And this was a listener mail bemoaning the new hosts.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about the last one.
I definitely remember that one.
Yeah. And he continues, what has bothered me with the host change is not the host change itself, but the communication around it. When Just left, he was said to have a workload incompatible with the show. It was nice to inform us. It would be even nicer to give updates every few months, if you have some, obviously. But when Russell left, there was nothing. No personal issues, no big workload, no fed up with the show after so many years. No idea on the first few shows he wasn't there whether he was just stuck in traffic or had some big personal problem. It was around the time where several prominent people in the atheist movement were revealed to be creeps, and the idea of this kind of problem being sorted within the ACA by discreetly kicking either one of them out also crossed my mind. It's been a bit frustrating not to know if the cast change is likely to be temporary or permanent, short or long, etc. Obviously, we are not owed any explanations. You all do whatever you want. Either way, I still like the show, still listen to it religiously, and still appreciate the hard work you put into it, and I thank you for that. Well,
and especially the hard work that Kevin put in this week. So thank you.
Thank you, Adrian. I can't really speak on Russell's behalf. I do know that I don't know what his security...
Indefinite hiatus, I think, right now.
I don't know what his privacy settings are on Facebook, but I do recall he put out a fairly in-depth Facebook post shortly after he kind of stepped back from the ACA. So if it is possible for you to check out Russell's Facebook, you should go and do that. You should check out his post. It kind of explains why he has stepped away from the ACA.
But for the record, it was not a creeper issue.
No.
Like, at all.
No.
So
Russell
just to lay that one to bed.
No, Russell was great. I loved Russ. I kind of miss having him here. I haven't seen him in a while. Yeah. But no, Russell's not a creep.
So I know Jeff's situation. He had a workload that was incompatible with the show.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that workload anymore, but I think he's reveling in the freedom at the moment.
Yeah.
Also, we have no idea what their intentions of coming back to the show are.
Yeah.
So we're just making do as we can.
I'll ask Jeff next time I see him.
Okay.
See what we can get.
All right. Sounds good.
Do you have any other listener mail we might be interested in?
Oh, well, it's mostly all about this.
Oh.
That one issue. Let's see. This one's from Corrine. And hey, non-profits, this concerns, in all caps, the listener who wrote in saying he didn't like the new hosts. Having been a fan of the show for a few years, I like the new host. Sure, the tone of the show has changed. It's different, but definitely not in a bad way. The younger hosts add fresh energy to the show, and it's as good as it's always been, albeit different. Keep up the good work. And have Megan on more often. The show needs more innuendos.
Yes.
Yeah, usually it's we get more innuendos when Jamie and I are paired together.
That's true.
That is our normal
Thank you, Corrine.
rapport outside.
Thank you, Corey, and that means a lot. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so
and
much.
I've noticed the
And
energy.
on behalf of Jamie as well, I think I can pretty well speak for him. I don't think he's going to have too many objections.
Go ahead.
Thank you. On behalf of Jamie, thank you. It's very sweet.
Thank you.
Is there another news story?
I have one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Hit us.
as you may have heard, an evangelical group wants to remove the LGBT community from an anti-lynching bill.
I did hear something about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I can only think of one reason.
So the U.S. Senate last month unanimously passed a bill that would explicitly make lynching a federal crime because it hadn't been made a federal crime already. Not everyone,
I almost
however.
did a spit take.
Yeah.
Right.
How the fuck
Did we get to 2019 now?
The rationale would be, the laws against murder cover it. But this gives special. Yeah, it's kind of.
It says, not everyone, however, is pleased with the passage of the Justice for Victims of the Lynching Act. Liberty Counsel. Where have we heard of them before? Liberty Counsel, an evangelical nonprofit that opposes gay rights, and its chairman, Matt Staver, are taking issue with the bill's inclusion of LGBTQ people.
Why would they possibly do that?
Fuck you. What the hell?
It gets even better. The old saying is, once the camel gets the nose in the tent, you can't stop them from coming the rest of the way in, Staver said.
Sorry, is that a... What?
Yeah, no. Like,
That's a saying.
He's literally saying this in an interview with conservative Christian news outlet One News Now.
Why not just say slippery slope?
This is a way to slip it in under a so-called anti-lynching bill. Slip what in? Anti-lynching?
Slip not murdering citizens into our bill.
Yeah. And
what the hell?
And to then
Heaven forbid.
to then sort of circle the wagon and then go for the jugular at some time in the future.
And the jugular would be ...
killing gay people?
Well, I think their point is that only people get, equal protection under the law, not sub-people,
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, why didn't they exclude women from that too then, huh?
Subhumans
probably.
don't get equal protection under the law.
Well, women aren't people. I should just go back and, into the kitchen and put on my apron and my slippers and, get back to fucking cooking the dinner.
This reminds me of when was it? There was a bill. that was supposed to protect battered women. I can't remember what the name of the bill was, but it was probably the same assholes as this time. They opposed it because...
the Liberty Council.
Yeah, because it gave protections to the LGBTQ community. It was specifically for battered women, but since it included lesbian and trans women, they're like, no, we oppose this.
Of course.
Yep.
Because
Damn.
lesbians and trans women can be abused all day long, just not the straight hetero ones.
Exactly.
Anyway.
The only reason to do that is to say, well, we at some point will want to abuse them.
Right?
Yeah.
Sorry. I was just going to say this article similarly the group encouraged, the group being the Liberty Council, encouraged Congress in November to remove language about sexual orientation and gender identity discrimination from a trade agreement with Mexico and Canada.
Oh, I love when they try and slip that shit in. It totally irrelevant legislation, and they just try and sneak that in there right at the back end.
Because they can't get around the idea of a woman fucking a woman or a guy fucking a guy or someone being born with some bits and realizing that that's not who they are.
Yep.
How many bills now have they tried to sneak?
I mean, are you actually asking for a
No.
literal number?
I think
we don't know.
About 2 or 3 times
Many.
now within the past 2 years, they tried to sneak in wording that would basically destroy the Johnson Amendment. I remember they tried to sneak it into the omnibus spending bill, and that got did that get knocked down in the House or the Senate? I can't remember.
You're looking at me as if I know.
Okay, I want to. Jamie would know.
Yeah, Jamie would know.
Supposed to be here, Jamie. Anyways.
And if you're
that
interested...
pisses me off when they do that. They're just trying to sneak irrelevant shit in there.
Yeah, because they can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're interested, shameless plug here, if you're interested in hearing more about sex, sexuality, and LGBTQ issues, we also produce a show that I host called Secular Sexuality on Thursday nights at 7 p.m.
Yay.
With that said...
That was shameless.
It was.
Well, it was.
Thank you. I try and be as shameless as possible. Wow.
That should be a Jewish word. I'm shameless. Yeah.
Or German.
Right.
So, Kevin, did you have...
Wait, hang on. I have a follow-up to this story.
Oh, you do?
Love
Yes.
to hear it. Yeah.
And the sad trombone headline is Evangelical Group says it's getting death threats after leader's lynching bill remarks.
Really?
Yes, Liberty
Why?
Council says its members' lives are in danger after news reports about its founders' comments on the inclusion of LGBTQ people in an anti-lynching bill.
Okay, 2 things. 1, don't threaten other people.
Yeah.
2, cry me a fucking river.
Okay, and
Jesus.
Oh, your members are in danger of being lynched, perhaps?
yeah, I was going to say, you're getting death threats after giving death threats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they are just misinterpreting cleverly worded lynching jokes.
Yes, well,
more than likely.
One thing is, Liberty Council has received death threats as a direct result of the false media narrative, the group said in a statement shared with NBC News.
What?
One person whose identity is being traced said, all LC, that would be Liberty Council leaders, must die. So...
yeah, don't say...
I can imagine somebody being really angry at them, yeah.
Guys, don't say stuff like that.
No.
No, legitimate death threats are not okay.
Not okay.
Don't fucking do it.
No, it's not okay, but it's also not okay to literally be removing a large and equal portion of the population from a bill that would keep them from getting killed.
Okay, if you want to hear the spin that Liberty Council puts on there.
Yes,
please.
Do tell.
Can we get a face palm for this? Okay.
We oppose lynching across the board for any person, period, Staver stated. The bill in question created a list of protected categories, thus limiting the application of the law. Lynching should be prohibited no matter the person's reason for committing this violent crime.
I'm with them so far.
Okay, let's see.
Then why would they oppose?
Why would they pick out one group
Wait,
among it? I don't understand.
was that?
That was it.
I think that sounds a lot like walking back.
Yeah. What the?
Seemed like, but it's like,
Surely
okay,
that is not their original statement.
yeah, so they're attempting to pull a, all lives matter to the Black Lives Matter, right? Yet they pick out this one group of people they don't like and say, oh, we object.
Well, if
it's like, why would you do that?
They're
Just
still
say
objecting.
everyone deserves protection.
They're still objecting.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
You just reminded me. I can't remember his name. Glenn Beck. That's right. It was Glenn Beck.
Okay.
Basically, when the Black Lives Matter movement first started, he did a segment where he kind of got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's like, guys, I get it. Saying all lives matter to people who say Black Lives Matter is like saying all cake matters to someone who didn't get a slice of cake. And they're saying, I didn't get any cake. And you say, all cake matters. It's such, sorry, it totally random aside.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah, Glenn Beck's an idiot. Surprise, surprise.
It's a wonderfly trivializing comparison.
I can't even. I can't even.
I know.
Like,
Cake and lives. Yes, same fucking thing.
all cake matters.
There is no shame among these people.
Yeah, he almost got it. I feel like he almost got it, but then he lost it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyways, I didn't mean to.
It's actually
interject.
nothing like that.
So, hey, Kevin.
Yeah.
Did you have another story for us? Maybe one that doesn't make me want to, scream on the rooftops.
Mm-hmm. I do.
Oh, really?
And in other news, Ken Ham offers free admission to schools after atheist group warns against Ark Encounter field trips.
This doesn't make me feel better.
Too bad.
Sorry.
So we're all familiar with the Ark Encounter, right?
Yes.
For those of you who don't know, the Ark Encounter is a gigantic Noah's Ark replica /
I don't know if you can call it a replica of something that never existed to begin with.
That's a good point.
That is a good point. I'm going to say air quotes replica.
Okay.
Right.
And contained within is a air quotes museum.
Okay.
There you go.
Better, thank you.
It's a structure built with modern instruments,
Yes.
tools,
yes.
That is
and
already
steel,
leaking.
and
they spent how many millions of dollars in giant cranes and modern technology to put this giant
It's already
frickin'
starting
paperweight
to fall
together.
apart.
weird. They should have just hired one old guy.
Right? You would
You'd
think.
think.
You would think.
But he had
One
to be
old guy
really old.
Yeah.
that doesn't know anything about how to build a boat. Also,
But that
One
that,
old
that
guy and a
knowledge would
buttload of
come
gopher wood.
to him from a dream.
yeah, God would just
Yeah,
mind
there you go.
meld with him,
Mind meld.
and then he'd know how to build
Do
a boat
not
by himself.
bring the Vulcans into this. They had nothing to do with it. Okay, anyway.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. That was a tangent. Back on track.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyways, so anyone who's familiar with the Ark Encounter and the Ark Encounter story
Oh, yeah.
knows that they actually cut a deal with the local nearby city.
Yeah.
They got the land like tax-free or something, and it is basically more or less on the taxpayer's dime.
Yep.
And their attendance numbers have been dropping and
Dramatic.
dropping
Yes.
Yeah.
and dropping and dropping.
Because once you go, you don't want to go back.
Right? They don't have anything new to offer like a real museum.
Right.
Right.
You know, a real
Right.
museum has
Or educational shit.
right?
Yeah.
They have exhibits that update They get new stuff that, they rotate from other museums. They have real shit, and they have new shit for you to see. The Ark Encounter doesn't
new
have
old
anything.
shit.
Yeah,
It's like the only people that would go see
new
the
old
Ark
stuff.
Encounter twice are those who would read the Bible twice. It's like...
I couldn't even get through the Bible once.
I
I mean,
know.
it's so poorly written.
Yeah, I remember the King Tut exhibit came through Dallas a couple of years ago. I went and checked that out. And then it went away, and I never, would never get to see it again unless I fly across the world.
Right.
That's what real museums do.
Yeah.
So you want to hear something funny I heard about the Ark Encounter
Sure.
in air quotes museum?
Yeah.
Yes.
A little girl asked, where does all the poop go?
Oh.
Yeah.
They have.
Did you hear about
they
that?
have an exhibit that tries to explain that. Yeah.
Yes. So all the animals are stacked up in crates.
Right.
And apparently it all just goes down, 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 down. No one explained the idea of piling up shit to anyone ever.
Wait, it just drops to the bottom of the boat.
Yeah.
Well, I remember seeing that there's
charming.
There's like a pulley system that, how the mouse wheels? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've got like a pulley system and an animal basically on a giant mouse wheel to run the pulley system.
Okay, seriously? Oh
Yes,
my God.
yes, I've seen the pictures from the exhibit.
Oh my
And
God,
so
no.
I guess a dinosaur, because they have dinosaurs
Yes, yes,
in
they
the Ark
have dinosaurs.
Encounter. So a dinosaur or something walks on the treadmill and works the pulley machine and moves the shit up to the single window, if you're being biblically accurate, the single window
At the top.
to
toss
the shit out, yeah.
out the single window.
How would you not get, like, methane poisoning?
Well, just think.
mean-
Wow.
If that story is real, then that means that either there was some angelic action being taken to remove the shit from the boat,
Right.
or there were a lot more animals originally than made it by the end of that journey.
Oh, definitely.
Man.
Anyways, we got off
Yes, we did.
track.
But
Yes. But what
Anyway.
about it?
So yeah, it is continuously underperforming. And it's basically a big old money pit.
Huge ghost town.
In an attempt to draw attention, Ken Ham has said that he is basically lashing out against the atheist groups that have been, I think the FFRF.
Yeah.
Yeah, the FFRF sent out about 1,000 or so letters to local school districts saying, hey, just so you know, if you send your students to the Ark Encounter on taxpayer dime, that's illegal. That's unconstitutional. You can't do that.
Oh, I see.
Right.
That is being characterized as bullying. I'll give you...
And so they're trying to get around it with the free.
And here, I'll give you the Noah's Ark. The centerpiece of the Ark Encounter is being targeted by atheist groups for, quote, religious myths and proselytizing. But its founder, Ken Ham, says the outside groups are, quote, bullying and intimidating kids and offer to give schools free admission if they decide to defy the atheists.
They love their persecution.
Yeah, so
Boy,
They really
love
do.
it.
I don't know much about the law, especially
They should really pay us for this amount of persecution.
especially in regards to this specifically. I feel like giving the tickets away free is probably a legal workaround, but I don't know.
Might be. I don't know.
I think it probably would be
It still
because
costs-
no taxpayer dollars would be going toward that
Doesn't it
organization.
still? You still got to get them there in a bus, right?
Yeah, tax dollars are
Right.
still being allocated to get them there and back,
But
but
that's- but
not necessarily
going
to walk
to-
them
Right. The
through.
attraction itself
Exactly.
is
Yeah.
self. Right.
Yeah. All those wonderful loopholes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Can I just say how sad I feel for the kids who get dragged to this thing?
Yes.
I mean, granted, if I'm not mistaken, you're probably only looking at kids in Kentucky, but they need education the most.
That's right. It is Kentucky, isn't it?
It is.
Come on, Kentucky. Get your shit together.
You can do better and educate.
And that's coming from someone from Texas.
And someone who was born and raised in Ohio.
Yeah, yeah.
So, get your shit together. Anyway.
Yeah, it's pretty pathetic. I don't know whether or not this is really going to pan out. And this was from Fox News, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was gonna go with the Christian Broadcast Network version of the story, but I feel like I have been doing too many.
A lot of them.
Yeah, too many Christian Broadcast Network stories as of late. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Huh. Man.
I don't think it's going to pan out well for him because that thing really is it's just a money pit, and this story is going to be gone in another day or two.
And I know our Jamie, our beloved leader, had this idea that we could tow the Ark. Like once it goes belly up completely, we can buy it for a steal and then tow it out and watch it sink.
You know it's not seaworthy.
No, by any stretch. Yeah.
I love that they have like the pond
Beside
out in front.
Yeah.
To try and, if you look at it from the right angle, it kind of looks like it's on the water, but it's not moving at all.
Right.
So,
oh boy.
So Dennis, did you have anything that might cheer us up?
Well, let's see.
Oh boy.
I got a wonderfully outrageous story here.
Okay.
This is
boy.
From the Progressive Secular Humanist.
Okay.
So, conservatives worry feminists are using witchcraft to destroy Trump.
Yes. Thank you, Dennis.
I sit around and I chant day after day to bring that motherfucker down.
Conservative Christians worry that feminists are placing powerful hexes on President Donald Trump. Always superstitious and... Oh, well, no, let me... Fearful, conservative Christians worry that feminists are using black magic to sabotage the Trump administration.
Not white magic.
Yes, I am stripping a lot of editorializing from this thing. Conservative website Breitbart, reports on the rise of feminist witchcraft, noting, following President Trump's inauguration, witches, covens, and even A-list celebrities started to hex the president with frequent spells.
He didn't need it. Really, he did it all himself.
Fucking Breitbart. They're just a wealth of stupid.
He didn't need our help.
Yeah, the article written by Breitbart tech reporter Charlie Nash claims that the terms witch and feminist have now become synonymous. Oh, boy.
There's a word that rhymes with witch that I'm more than happy to be called and have been called on occasion.
Yes.
Yeah, sure, guys. Okay.
Earlier this week, Nash appeared on Breitbart's daily radio program to defend his bizarre and silly conspiracy theory, breathlessly claiming that there are groups of people who are actually trying to hex the president. On the program, Nash tried to explain his theory, noting, you've got the basic things like the Etsy stores and the witchy stores where they link feminist issues with witchcraft and Wicca, and there's other kinds of occult symbols. But then you also have these groups of people who are actually trying to hex the president.
Etsy is a witchcraft store.
Oh
yeah. My God.
Yeah, I guess so.
This guy is adorable.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is... Okay, I know
this is a gold mine, yes.
It shouldn't, but this article is making me so fucking happy right now.
Oh, we needed this. We needed this so much.
Oh,
Thank
my
you.
God. Okay.
Yes, Nash went on to elaborate possible reasons for the feminist conspiracy. Firstly, it creates a sense of sisterhood. They have these other women which they can kind of get together and have a weird time with. Secondly, I think it scares religious people. Obviously, a lot of these people are atheistic. They like to wind up the Christians. And thirdly, I think they also have a kind of, well, they feel like they have a connection to the persecuted women of the Salem witch trials. They look at these women and see them as kind of victims of patriarchy almost.
The women are getting together and having did it say a weird time?
Yes.
Is that code for like lesbian sex?
Well,
I hope so.
Don't hurt me for this choice of words, but it's got to be a dog whistle of some sort. So yeah, that's
God. Okay, so women are getting together,
right,
on their Etsy stores and
when
selling their
having pillow
witchcrafty
fights.
shit.
Definitely.
When asked if he believed
okay.
Trump was bringing about some sort of a rise in occultism, Nash answered, "It's definitely a reality that occultism is becoming an increasing thing under Trump."
It's like we're back in the 80s again.
Or the 1600s.
Or that too.
Yeah. Bottom line, fueled by Breitbart conspiracy theories, conservative Christians worrying feminists are using witchcraft to destroy Trump.
Okay, they're not wrong that occultism is on the rise. They just have a correlation-causation problem.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
Am I the only one at this table who believes that he does not need help bringing himself down?
No, you're not.
He's doing so well at it by himself already.
Yep.
He just has an army of apologists at this point, though. Honestly, I don't really call people like Trump supporters because at this point, okay, if you are remotely well informed, you're not a supporter. You're an apologist.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so getting back to the meat of the article, witchcraft.
Right.
Witchcraft.
Wait, no. Let me rephrase. Feminist witchcraft.
Is that different?
Apparently.
It used to be. It's weird. It used to be a long time ago. Believing in evil spirits and witchcraft was thought of as ridiculous, right? I mean, we criticized other cultures, with their witch doctors and stuff going, oh, that's just silly made up stuff, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean.
And now everybody's on board with demons and angels and witchcraft.
I love having to take a live chicken out and, twirl it around my head a few times.
Yeah.
It just, those suckers really love getting twirled.
Vultures of horror.
We just go out back and,
nuts.
Steal a chicken from the neighbors.
Can guys be witches? I think they can.
Warlocks.
I've heard that are
Wizards.
Warlocks, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know enough
wizards,
about the
warlocks.
occult. I don't care enough.
But dancing naked in the moonlight? Okay, hey, worse things to do with your time, I suppose.
There are a couple different, I would say, witchy happenings that I am personally not opposed to, usually involving another person in some very fun times. But it's not like it's directed toward anything but having fun. Yes, Kevin, you look like you want to say something.
I got nothing. Nope.
I guess
no comment.
I mean, I have to call it cultural trolling.
Yeah.
It's like
it's weird.
Yeah, we believe in demons and angels and witchcraft. We believe in flat Earth. We believe in gravity doesn't exist. We never went to the moon. It's this. Another person described it as cultural vandalism.
Yeah.
Hey,
we believe in magic, right, guys? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Illuminati fake
witches are trying to take Trump down.
I guess so.
And to be fair, okay, devil's advocate.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are plenty of women who do self-identify as witches who are performing some spells.
Yeah.
Or what they consider to be spells in an effort to get the motherfucker out of office.
The problem is these fucking idiots think it's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, they think those things will have any effect.
Exactly.
Right.
It's because it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
You know,
that was great.
But I really needed that.
Yeah.
That was just too good. That was...
Because I don't think I don't have anything else that's going to bring us, up any more than that.
I have something that might bring us up for a moment, but then the reality of the situation might bring us down.
What do you want to do?
Okay. I'll go first, and then if you want to go with your last couple.
I got 2 more.
Okay. So, as you guys may have heard, there is a Saudi teen who was granted asylum in Canada and says she's one of the lucky women who escaped.
Yeah, I'd been looking at that a little bit, but I really haven't delved into it very much.
Okay. So, per CNN, the Saudi teenager who fled her family and was granted asylum in Canada said Tuesday that she was fortunate to have escaped. But many other young women in Saudi Arabia, like her, are not able to get away and take control of their lives. Rahaf Mohammed, 18, said at a press conference on Tuesday. I am one of the lucky ones. I know there are unlucky women who disappear after trying to escape or who could not do anything to change their reality, she said. I was not treated respectfully by my family, and I was not allowed to be myself and who I want to be, she added. As you know, in Saudi Arabia, this is the case for all Saudi women, except for those fortunate enough to have understanding parents or husbands.
But wait a second. Can't they drive now? I mean...
Only if their parents or husband approve.
Oh, I was trying to be sarcastic. Damn it.
Yeah, no.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't even know that little
only if they're...
there.
Yep, only if they...
Damn.
Yep, approve.
You totally...
Sorry.
Yeah, they're experiencing real persecution.
Like, what's their problem? They can drive now. No.
The statements came days after Muhammad, who dropped her family name, Al-Qunun, sparked an international incident when she barricaded herself in an airport hotel room in Bangkok, Thailand, to prevent officials from sending her back to her family in Kuwait. Muhammad said she arrived in Bangkok's, I'm not even going to try and pronounce it, airport on
Good
January 5th. After a flight from Kuwait, where her family is. She told CNN she originally intended to fly to Australia, but decided to enter Thailand instead. Once there, she posted photos of herself and her passport on social media and said she was seeking refugee status from any country, quote, any country that would protect me from getting harmed or killed due to leaving my religion and torture from my family. End quote. I think it's important to note here that most of the media coverage of this, because there has been a certain amount of media coverage of this young woman, that they're leaving off one key detail, and that is that she is denouncing Islam. And that is one large reason why she knows when she goes back she's a dead woman.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. In Saudi Arabia, I think apostates are...
It's death penalty.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yep. Man.
Top ally.
And
U.S.
when she says she's one of the lucky ones, she's not joking. This happens every day. And she was just lucky enough to have some resources that she could actually get a room in the a room in the hotel that was inside of the international terminal.
Yeah.
She...
I heard there's a bathroom stall for whatever reason.
A bathroom inside a hotel room, I think.
Yeah. I was thinking like just bathroom stall at the airport. Because like I said, I hadn't really delved into it very much.
So Muhammad said Muhammad is one of a number of Saudi women who have fled the country and its laws restricting women's rights. Saudi Arabia's guardianship laws govern many aspects of women's lives, and they may not marry, divorce, get a job, have elective surgery, or travel without permission of their male guardians, whether that be their parents or their spouse.
Right.
I think this is an issue. What do you guys think?
You know what? I tend to agree.
Yeah.
I feel like that's pretty fucked up.
I want to just hammer home that this happens so often. This woman was just one. She was very lucky to be able to get to where she was able to barricade herself in long enough to get on social media, get some support, and then allow Canada to respectfully give the finger to Saudi Arabia by granting her asylum.
Good job, Canada.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even though they're not doing so great on their Native people's rights and whatnot. But that's another story.
Are they not? I hadn't heard about that.
Yeah, unhappiness.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that's kind of the general sense of the whole story is, you know, this woman, thankfully this woman was able to get out. But there are so many more women every day who are literally imprisoned for something as simple as cutting their own hair.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I guess it's lucky that she had, you know, access to a cell phone and social media and all that, because without that, this story never would have gotten out. Very likely she
never would have gotten out.
She just would have gone back to Saudi Arabia, been thrown into prison, and executed.
Yep. This is the theocracy conservatives want.
More or less.
Yep.
You know, they bitch and moan about Islamic theocracy while trying to push Christian theocracy day in and day out. Again, back to Project Blitz.
Yep.
I guess they don't really see the hypocrisy or the double standard.
No, they never see that.
I don't.
They're incapable.
I just don't get how they don't see that.
And I don't see it here, but if I'm not mistaken, the what is it? The ex-Muslim, the group. What is it? Ex-Muslims.
Is it Atheist Republic?
No, it's something ex-Muslims of something, and hopefully, if we'll look it up and maybe put it in the show notes. But they are also, I think, gathering support and financial support for this woman.
Good.
That would be the ex-Muslims of North America. Thank you guys in the back for that.
Yes.
They help us out way more often than you guys realize.
We're just such professionals that we play it off.
But occasionally we have to thank them.
Yeah.
But the ex-Muslims of North America are gathering financial support as well for this young woman. She will be needing help once she gets settled in Canada because it's not cheap to live alone.
Right.
So with that, who wants to go next? Do you have another one, Kevin?
I've got two more. Dennis, what you got?
Let's see.
It's funny, without Jamie's ramblings and tangents, we are really burning through these stories.
I think maybe next week.
I'm getting worried that we're going to run out.
Next time we need to maybe have a few more.
Sorry.
Well, this is a mail from let's see, Julian.
Hi, Julian.
Hey, Julian.
Says, hi, guys. I keep hearing from the atheist community, I'm also an atheist, that we can replace religion in society with humanism. I don't believe this is true. I feel like the loss of an invisible sky god to help you with everything really is a necessary thing for some people. I'm sure you all disagree with this. Tell me why I'm wrong.
Say is or isn't necessary.
He says I feel like the loss of an invisible sky god to help you with everything really is a necessary thing for some people.
Help you with everything.
For some people, yeah, I guess so.
Usually the line of thinking that I hear, and I'm not going to name this person by name or my relationship to them, but they're close to me. they have a very, very negative view of just humans and the world in general, and they kind of ascribe to that whole religion is the opiate of the masses, and we absolutely need it in order to keep, the sheeple in line. Without that sword hanging over their head, they're gonna run rampant and will never be able to control people. And they're just idiots, and there's really no hope for any kind of real social progress without the threat of the Sky Daddy.
Yeah, that's a really horrible view of mankind.
Yeah, so this one's a little bit different than that. Can you? Well, since I went on my tangent, I already kind of lost what you said.
Oh, he was saying that some people might need that.
Some people, no, I think this is more the, they need the comfort type mentality.
It's often we refer to religion as a crutch, right? And
absolutely.
Some people might need that crutch, a conceptual crutch to get them through the day, to keep them. What's the phrase when you have a difficulty, but you manage to
overcome
a handicap?
Well, yeah, you have a handicap, but you manage to go.
You persevere.
Yeah,
you persevere. A high-functioning religious person. It's like, it's
this. This reminds me of. This actually reminds me of one of the stories we did when we had Ashley on the show. And I can't remember the guy's name, but I think he was actually a state representative and former pastor, maybe current pastor. But basically he said he was railing against universal health care because it kind of removed the kind of existential stress and crisis that weighs on our minds here as Americans, and makes it to where they don't really need religion all that much.
Like the whole, oh, good Lord, why can't I think of her name? Mother Teresa. Suffering brings you closer to God.
Yes, he was absolutely 100% advocating that we cannot have universal health care because we need more suffering to turn people towards the church. And that is, it's such a beautiful example of
just how
a Christian accidentally being honest.
Yeah.
My anger is in danger of overwhelming my principles here. Yeah. Go ahead.
The phrase that I've heard so many times is religion will break your leg to sell you a crutch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes does.
Absolutely. So I guess that would be my rebuttal is the problems, especially the existential problems that weigh so heavily on our minds day to day, those are exacerbated by religion.
Yeah.
While religion claims to be the best, if not the only, solution to those problems that weigh on our minds and cause us so much stress and anxiety. Religion is exacerbating that, and we are better off without it.
The weird bullshit argument I heard against universal health care was that then people would cease becoming careful, would cease being careful,
fuck?
And so you'd get lots more injured people.
Yes. I avoid getting into a car wreck because I am worried about the bill.
That's right.
Yeah.
The medical bill. Yeah. That's the only reason I drive carefully. Yeah.
No. People don't go to the doctor and let their problems persist and get worse and worse and worse because they're afraid of the bill.
Yeah. That's what
we don't get.
It's crazy.
We don't get early or preventative care because people can't afford to go to even a general checkup. I got a sports physical, a couple of years ago. It cost me like $150 for a physical.
Yep.
Right.
Are you kidding me? What if I had a real problem or thought I had a real problem? That's likely to cost me even more, significantly more, especially as a guy. We're kind of taught societally to just tough it out.
Right.
What if
you guys aren't the only ones.
Yeah, what if that problem that I'm just toughing it out is a significant issue that is just getting worse and worse and worse?
And I think
that is one of the main things that hikes up the just medical care expense nationwide.
Well,
is small problems that
you can't catch it early.
Small problems that get extraordinarily larger a year later, 2 years later, maybe more.
I think getting back to the kind of central argument that's being made here,
right,
is that some people do feel helpless and unmotivated without feeling like they have someone in their corner. But I don't think that's reason to believe in a God. That's reason to have better community.
Right.
Have better support.
Or friends, somehow.
Yeah. A better support system.
Now, I'm not sure how humanism supplies that.
Or are they saying that humanism might not, and therefore the idea of people being semi-religious but also humanist does not solve the problem?
He's hearing from the atheist community that we can replace religion in society with humanism.
Okay.
And he's thinking, nah, he's not buying that. And I kind of, I go, yeah, because it's like the whole religion thing is a big fandom.
Well, and
you'd have to invent some sort of weird fandom for people to follow.
Well, and most of the humanists that I meet are by default atheists anyway. And I'm not saying that is true across the board, but I'm just saying one kind of goes hand in hand with the other most of the time.
Right.
So.
I get the kind of thesis here, but I don't see how appealing to your imaginary friend is. It's just fucking mental masturbation. Deep down, that you're just talking to yourself. Somewhere, I really can't speak.
Yeah, it's
because I never
awkward to tell other people what they think, but yeah.
Yeah, that's why people don't really like atheists. We make them feel we make them feel uncomfortable because they have to come to terms with their unjustifiable beliefs. Whereas, people who believe in occultism or paganism or polytheists, they at least buy into the same basic bullshit. They just, they're just on the wrong team.
Well, and I, in a way, still pray, only I admit that I'm just talking to myself.
Okay, that works.
And not to say, I don't actually, what most people consider to be pray, but no, I will talk to myself and be like, all right, come on, please find your car keys. Come on, please.
Focus your attention.
Do this, do that. But I am at least honest with myself that I am talking to myself and not some, deity up in the sky or down below or wherever the fuck.
We need language to even think.
Yeah, so kind of like affirmations.
Yeah, I mean, not more just conversations, but yeah. It might be insanity, but who knows?
Replace the Sky Daddy and prayer with affirmations. And that's still a little wooey, but you'll be halfway there. How about that?
Yeah.
Nice little middle ground.
Now, there's the weird thing. Many years ago, I was talking to a theist, and he was wondering, as theists are wont to try and suggest that, why wasn't I out raping and killing? Because I have no, moral standard, right? And I had to ask him in return if that's what he'd rather be doing, if not for the strictures of his God.
Yeah, that's disturbing.
And so rather than surrender that part of his argument, he had to say yes. And I went,
Then you are just a horrible human being.
horrible human being. But I'm glad he believes in, the God that will punish him
For doing those
for
things.
doing those things.
You're either a monster or you're lying because you're uncomfortable with admitting that you're wrong.
Right. But then again, I have to live with the idea that some people are have this thin veneer of belief that's the only thing that's keeping them from becoming monsters. And it's like, that's really creepy.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing how often that argument gets thrown out. I'm like, Jesus, that's terrifying.
I know.
You don't really believe that, do you? Like,
Not to mention
really?
that there's Sky Daddy, but then there's also like local law enforcement
Yeah. Well,
that will also punish you.
I've got this argument,
actions have consequences.
Yeah. When you mentioned that theists don't really believe, well, here
I think that intellectually deep down that they know that they're bullshit.
well, here's the thing. It's like, okay, would you walk up to a cop and commit a crime right in front of the cop? Well, sneering in the cop's face.
I mean,
Would
maybe
you
on
commit
6th
a
Street,
crime?
but-
It's like, no, of course not. People would say no. But then you ask a Christian, well, do you sin? And they go, well, yes. And you go, so you sin right in God's face, since God is omnipresent. Everything you do is in God's face.
Sure.
And so what's the discrepancy here?
They ask for forgiveness in their own head.
Yeah, but
and
the
then
thing
it's
is, another conclusion could be drawn is that they believe that the cop exists, and they don't believe that the God exists.
Because he
Not
never
really.
shows himself.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey,
that's definitely
not-
something to chew on.
that's just an argument.
Yeah.
It's
No, that
not proof by any means.
thank you, Julia. That is definitely something to
Yeah.
chew on and think about. With that,
That was a good email, actually. That was a good
What
discussion.
do you replace the community of religion with?
atheist community.
Atheist
community.
somehow.
Yeah, just
And
real,
it's weird.
just
I'm
community.
I'm in the atheist community, and I don't know how to replace the community of religion. But it's like they're in such a tight bubble.
Yeah, I mean, religion really does have a significant...
Very narrow.
They have a significant institutional advantage when it comes to community building that other religious groups and atheist groups just don't have.
Right.
I mean, we're getting there. I do believe that. I do think that we are getting there.
Well, there's also
They've had thousands of years.
stigma among other atheists of like you get out of you escape religion, and there is the idea that religion basically owns community, and we're just going to atheist church. We get that.
Yeah.
We get callers on
They
AXP
don't-
and
yeah.
Heathen all the time, basically accusing us of doing
They don't
atheist church.
own community.
No.
They
Liz,
just
we're
took
social.
it and bastardized it.
We're social animals.
Yeah.
We need people.
We don't get to promise them, eternal life and a heaven and all this, supposedly
But really, that's
glorious
not why
stuff.
people go to church.
And
No, they
Do it for the
go
community.
they go for
Yeah.
the community, and we
anyway, that was interesting.
So, Kevin, I hear you have a couple stories for us.
I do
Anything good?
more or less.
Okay.
All right. And in other news, Pastor Robert Jeffries. I feel like the headline for this article really says it all.
Is that Jeffries or Jeffers?
Jeffers, I think.
Okay.
Quote, if walls are immoral, then God is immoral. No complaints here.
Wow.
You okay? Yeah. I'm with you. Yeah.
Way to lower the bar there, Pastor. Anyways, Pastor Robert Jeffries, whatever.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I recognize that guy's
Yeah,
name.
one of Donald Trump's most vocal white evangelical supporters said on Fox News channel yesterday, I guess this was January 6th. So on January 5th, he said, "There is nothing immoral about a border wall. Furthermore, if you oppose it, then you're really saying that God's immoral."
Yes.
Again,
Wow.
thanks for lowering the bar.
Wow.
We have
Where does that
no objections to that
piece of
statement.
bullshit logic come from? Damn.
When the Bible says even heaven itself is going to have a wall around it. Not everyone is going to be allowed in. So if walls are immoral, then God is immoral. There's
Right. Okay. Yeah.
do we want to chew on that before I continue?
I like it. Heaven's a gated community. They don't like the riffraff. Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
I got nothing.
There's nothing immoral about the wall. But what is immoral is for Democrats, for political reasons, to block this president from fulfilling his God-given responsibility to keep our country safe.
All right.
Good grief.
I've found a few flaws in your argument. Just a few. But I feel like I don't need to really get into that because they're pretty self-evident.
Yeah, he kind of just puts his foot in his own mouth. It's kind of hard to
Spell it out.
He doesn't really need any extra dialogue to make fun of him. This is just he's a freaking idiot.
Yeah, and though this is not a political figure technically. This is just a pastor, but...
Well, he's a pastor who has injected himself into the political arena time after time.
Yeah.
Which is technically illegal, but just passing right along.
Yeah, but first, one of the objections is Trump's ability to build a wall is not God-given.
Mm-mm.
Well, according
It was
to a
decreed
lot
by
of
the United
evangelical
States.
preachers,
It certainly wouldn't be built by
He was
God.
anointed by God.
No.
Why is it
He's
that
anointed
God,
by the voters for some reason.
Why is
Yeah.
it that God always needs people to do his dirty work? Why the fuck can't he get off his motherfucking ass and do it himself?
Well,
Yeah.
well, the best was
Excuse my friend.
Used to be able to split oceans, but
Not anymore.
now he appears on toast. Okay.
the best was when
he can't
when
appear on
Pence
camera.
when Pence was Bible quoting about, I can't remember what it was in regards to, but he was Bible quoting, saying, it was about the locking up the migrant kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was Bible quoting saying basically we have the authority to do it because
God
we
gave
are
us.
the state authority and we are ordained by God basically. Funny how they've never thrown out that Bible quote when a Democrat was in power. No Democrat
Yeah.
has ever been appointed by God.
God.
Was Obama appointed by God? Either of the
He
two
was
terms
president.
either of the
You'd
two
think.
terms that he served?
Well, they probably think he was appointed by Satan, but that's something completely different.
Yeah.
And when he used executive power that they felt was gross overreach,
God did nothing.
could Obama's administration have Bible quoted that exact same Bible quote to say, "Hey, we get to do this because the Bible. Shut up."
Right. We're anointed by God.
I mean, I know it's silly to just be exacerbated by the obvious double standards that we see every fucking day, year after year, but I'm still exasperated.
Yeah, it's really frustrating because these people bring their religion into a government that was very specifically founded without government ties. And
Right.
by the way, speaking of
Religious
walls, there's supposed to be a wall between church and state. Whatever the fuck happened to that?
Right.
So yeah, that's pretty much what I got for that one.
So
That's the one I want strengthened.
that pastor's an idiot.
Yeah, that wouldn't be the first time, nor probably the last, that he will be saying something as ridiculous.
I look forward to it.
So, Dennis, did you have any?
Well, I have. It's not really a listener mail. It's somebody who commented, I guess, on the NonProphets Facebook group or something. Mm-hmm. Anyway, this is Mr. Parrish.
Hello, Mr. Parrish.
Let's see. He was commenting, I was listening to the most recent episode of The NonProphets while commuting this morning, and I once again heard a factual mistake about Jehovah's Witnesses that I want to correct since I hear it quite a bit.
Okay.
Everyone knows, of course, that JWs knock on your door all the damn time trying to convert you. As it happened, shortly after high school, I was going through the beginning of my philosophical investigations. At the time, a JW knocked on my door, and since I was exploring such matters at the time, I welcomed him in. I studied with him and later with his wife as well for several months, the result being that I understand the JW religion pretty well. So, one thing that comes up quite a bit in my atheism podcasts, as it did today, is the JW belief that when the big judgment comes, only 144,000 people are going to go to heaven.
Okay, I recall this.
Yep.
And he says, wrong. The JW belief that only 144,000 are going to heaven is indeed correct, but there's more to it than that. The JWs believe that Jehovah's original purpose was for mankind to live forever in an earthly paradise. They also believe that that purpose has not changed. This being the case, they believe that on Judgment Day, the earth is going to be remade into the paradise it was supposed to be. The human beings will once again be immortal, living in that paradise. The 144,000 who go to heaven are going to be kings with Christ, as they put it, or, as I like to say, they're basically going to be middle management. All of this excludes the people whom Jehovah will exclude from all of this excludes the people whom Jehovah will exclude from either group,
So
deeming
they'll
them
be
unredeemable sinners. Those individuals will be annihilated with no consciousness of any kind after death. And while I haven't actually asked, I would assume that most JWs assume they're going to be chosen for earthly residence, simply going by the numbers, as it were. So, no, it's not scoff-worthy, but when atheists misrepresent the beliefs of a particular religion and then laugh at the misrepresentation, we serve only to harm our own credibility. We need to not do that.
Well,
all right.
Thank you.
Thank you. So there'll be assistants to the manager.
I guess, yes, something like that. But will the vast majority of the 7.5 billion people will live in an earthly paradise on Earth?
Fancy that.
Will be immortal. I don't know whether we'll still be procreating.
One would hope.
Because that would swiftly lead to humans being stacked like cordwood, covering the entire surface
maybe
of
not
the earth.
procreating, but at least practicing.
Is there a wall around this paradise? Because if we keep procreating, there's gonna be too much of us.
Oh yeah,
we're just gonna break the wall down, and then what's outside the paradise wall?
Again, apart from thank you for the correction, I don't really have a whole lot, because I still would laugh at that. I mean, it's still...
Oh, yeah, it's still laughable. He's not saying it's not
laughable.
Strange, but it's
we
got their woo-woo.
Accurate with our...
We got their woo-woo wrong.
You got your bullshit slightly wrong. Let me correct it.
Here's what they actually
Thank you. We do strive for accuracy.
Right.
If we get something wrong, please tell us.
Yes, at least they're not Scientologists.
Yeah. If I put my foot in my mouth, I want to know about it so I can, make a correction later on.
Right.
That happened to me last night.
Oh?
Yeah, someone posted on the Atheist Experience discussion board. It wasn't the private discussion. It was the open discussion page, and I was like, okay, this is obviously satire, because it was a picture of a Satan like gargoyle statue, and it looked so damn fake.
Baphomet?
No, it was like a goofy looking, kind of chubby Satan.
What?
Almost like a cartoony.
Yeah, and he was taking a selfie. Satan, the chubby little Satan baby thing, was taking a selfie. Kind of looked a little bit like a gargoyle. I'm like,
weird.
Okay, you found this on BBC. Check BBC. Do a search for Satan gargoyle. Didn't find anything. Tried to refine the search a little bit. Still didn't find anything. I'm like, all right, this is satire. This is bullshit. Funny though.
It's not?
It wasn't. It totally was. I woke up and like, okay, no, this wasn't satire. Here's some screenshots of my sources. Basically, you were wrong, Kevin. So I thanked him, and I went down to the bottom. I said, I'm retracting my above comment. I was fucking wrong on both counts.
But it's good to admit when you're wrong.
Yes.
We do strive for accuracy. Please tell us when we're wrong.
Yes.
We don't want to misrepresent anyone's beliefs, no matter how ridiculous we think they are.
So,
right.
With that, would you like to take us out with the last story of the night?
Absolutely.
What have you got?
So this is kind of shit internet apologists say esques.
Okay.
Because I'm going to have a lot of horrible quotes for you guys to react
boy.
to.
Oh, okay, hold on.
Stuff to chew on.
But these are quotes from Texas representatives.
Oh, no. All right.
Yeah. Okay, so in other news, Texas Republicans fail to oust Muslim official over religion.
Oh, right. I read about that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to butcher this guy's name, but c'est la vie. Shahid Shafi. He is a trauma surgeon, city councilman, and Republican Party delegate.
Right.
Republican county official in Texas. Yeah, the motion. So he is originally from India, and he happens to be a Muslim, and for whatever reason, he's on the Republican ticket in, I believe, Tarrant County.
All right.
I meant to look it up. Do you remember where Tarrant County is?
No.
Somewhere in Texas.
Well, it's one of the. It is apparently the third largest county in Texas.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, the motion to remove Shafi from his position as vice chairman of the Tarrant County Republican Party failed by a vote of 139 to 49. So they got obliterated. Luckily.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So he's not being ousted from an elected position.
No, they tried to.
Okay.
Simply on the grounds
Of his religion.
of his religion, yeah.
Wait, what
Which is
was he?
unconstitutional,
He was
but Islam.
he was a congressman?
Tarrant County vice chairman of Tarrant County.
Vice chairman of Tarrant County. So I guess that's a governmental position.
Yeah, fairly low level.
Okay,
I mean, it's not like he has a ton of power.
But they're just trying to get rid of him just because he was Muslim. They were performing their little religious test.
I got some quotes, and they are doozies. So this is speaking to reporters after the vote at a church in Fort Worth.
Yeah.
Shafi said, quote, "As an immigrant to this great country, I'm honored and privileged to receive the support of my fellow Republicans."
I would say Tarrant County is somewhere near Fort Worth.
Yeah, we are fighting for religious freedom, a founding principle of our nation, and today we have come out victorious, he declared. At least he has a good attitude.
Yeah.
Considering, Considering 49 people tried to oust him
yeah.
Right.
based solely on his religion. After he was appointed by party officials to his post in July of 2018, several of his colleagues took issue with his religion and claimed he had connections to terrorist organizations.
Oh,
Of course.
right.
Grand Prairie Precinct Chairwoman Dory O'Brien, who led the effort to oust him, recently reiterated her views in a Facebook post. Quote, "We don't think he's suitable as a practicing Muslim to be vice chair because he'd represent all Republicans in Tarrant County. And not all Republicans in Tarrant County think Islam is safe or acceptable."
What the?
All right.
What?
So
I
if
can't
not,
even
okay, so
wrap
if
my
not,
brain around that one.
if all of your constituents aren't the same religion than you, then
You can't represent them.
you can't represent them.
Right.
So if not,
I take issue.
Wow.
So if some of your constituents are atheists, you don't represent them as a Christian. So shouldn't you not be allowed to hold office either? What the fuck kind of logic is this?
One would imagine that some of the constituents are actually Muslim. Therefore,
Oh, yeah, doubtless.
maybe having a Muslim on the board or whatever position this is.
I would imagine Muslims in Texas are pretty underrepresented.
Probably just a little.
Yeah, I don't know what portion of the population they make up, but
You know it's going to be...
this is the only Muslim Texas official that I'm aware of.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Moving on, she also previously slammed her Republican colleagues for not intervening in what she called, oh, this is the best, a quote, stealth jihad and leftist
Wow.
Sharia Zuckerbergization of Tarrant County.
What the
God
fuck?
damn.
What the fuck is a stealth jihad and leftist Zuckerbergization?
Well,
Zuckerbergization. That's a new one to me.
Muslim ninjas, I guess.
What
Nope.
the fuck is she
Nope,
talking about?
I got nothing.
Yeah.
I got
Zuckerbergization.
What is it?
Zuckerberg? What the
What
hell
is
does
it?
Zuckerberg have to do with anything?
I don't have any earthly idea.
Wow.
Moving on. Tarrant County Republican Chairman Daryl Eason, who appointed Dr. Sheriff, damn it,
Yeah.
Sharif?
Shafi. I keep saying Sharif, I don't know why. Shafi, to his post, told the Star Telegram when the vote was scheduled, quote, "It's just outrageous that we're doing this. It's disgusting." Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he said it's disgusting that they are appointing
Oh.
Dr. Shafi.
Oh, God. Okay.
Okay. Dude, guess what else is disgusting? You.
Yeah,
It's 2019. Come on.
almost done.
Okay.
Former Tarrant County Precinct Chair Sarah Legvold sat outside the meeting during the vote in protest. Wearing a burqa,
Okay.
What? Okay.
which she said was to, quote, represent the Islamization of our country, our state, and our county. Wow.
Wow. One person. And you're instantly Islamicized, whatever that means. It's
Vice chairman of a single county.
Yeah.
And they're losing their fucking minds.
well, they're
He
throwing red meat to their voters.
Of goat.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
mean,
Like,
you know.
they're disgusting.
It's hard to say. I've got one more.
Okay.
Okay.
Arlington Republican Dale Atterbury. Yeah, I think it's Atterbury.
Yeah.
Who wanted Shafi removed as county party vice chair and sponsored an anti-jihad training. Didn't look into his anti-jihad training. I kind of wish I had. Tossed his badge at the stage and resigned.
Okay.
Well, good.
When they did the vote, and he was not ousted.
Good.
This guy just lost his shit and quit.
Yeah, that's
Good.
one shit stain less.
No shit.
Silver lining, Greg
One
Abbott.
less asshole.
Wow.
Silver lining, Greg Abbott and Ted Cruz did not say any stupid shit things about this.
Right.
That we see
Keep
right
away.
Yeah, their tweets about this were not shitty. So at least there's that.
Wow.
I think I'm just like overwhelmed with the stupidity tonight.
It's thick.
It's out there. So,
Will I take us out?
Yeah, why don't you?
All
do
right,
that.
folks.
I gotta
Get in
ready.
character here.
Yeah, okay.
And once again, there is peace. The pretenders are strewn before us in defeat, but there are always more waiting in the shadows with poisoned blades and wicked tongues. They will doubtless strike again in 3 weeks on the 6th of February. So keep your eyes clear and your weapons sharp.